The momentum that Caitlin Clark keeps on gaining with every single game is unbelievable to watch. As you see, over 2.23 million people watched Caitlin Clark versus the Storm on Sunday. It's the fifth most watched game in the WNBA since 2001. I think she has three of the top five games watched since the Warriors and Cavs game in Game 7 NBA Finals since 2016. That is insane to me. And if you're watching the Fever, they're not a boring team to watch. They play with a lot of pace out there. They run and gun, and they're a very exciting basketball team. I'm not going to lie. I thought after the break that the views for the WNBA would start to go down a little bit because of the NFL season coming up, college football around the corner. And I just thought all that competition would just flush out the WNBA. But as of today, they are still gaining traction. Now, we'll see if that's true in a couple of weeks when the NFL comes around. But as of today, Caitlin Clark continues to just show why she is the main reason why the WNBA is growing. She's drawing in all these fans. People are tuning into her games. In fact, I want to show you something that I found interesting with the average views in the NBA. So let's go to average NBA views for last year. Check that out, 1.56 million views. So Caitlin Clark, as of today, has more views per game than the NBA games, the main attraction games, when it comes to the 8 o'clock venues. And you see here with ESPN and TNT and ABC, she's beaten all of them, and it's absolutely crazy to watch. And it's just a testament to show you that she's a rising star. You can argue, if you want, that she's a top 5 player today. I'm not going to go that far because I want to at least give her some time to build a resume, and she's only a rookie. But what she's doing in her first season is something we've never seen in the WNBA. Those are just facts. And she's selling out Wilson basketball. She sold out her Wilson basketball in 30 minutes. That's crazy stuff to me. And when you're watching the Fever, even Dantas is out there who can't really move really well, hitting all kinds of three-point shots. Lexi Hall had a career high in points. She was amazing against the Seattle Storm. And it's all because Caitlin Clark makes the game so much easier for her teammates. She gets downhill with ease. Her first step is unstoppable. And you notice against the Storm, she had a little float game going on one of her shots. She had a mid-range shot. So she's working on her weaknesses right now. Imagine when she has a pull-up mid-range and a floater consistently. She is going to be the best offensive weapon in the WNBA, and it won't even be close because of the variety that Caitlin Clark brings to the table. And her playmaking. Teammates love playing with Caitlin Clark because she draws so much attention by the defense. If you double her, she's going to find Aaliyah Boston. She's going to find Kelsey Mitchell. She's going to find Lexi Hall. And they're going to get easier baskets because she's generating so many opportunities for them. The defense just looks lost out there. If they try to blitz Caitlin Clark, she's going, okay, that's nice. I'll find the open teammate. Or, you know what, you want to play me one-on-one? I see that gapping hole in the paint. I'm going to blow right by you. You're not going to stop me. Caitlin Clark is changing things at the WNBA. And these views just back it up. This is why I talk so much about why you got to market these players. Because if the WNBA doesn't take advantage of this moment, then they're going to miss that train down the road. You got to make sure you keep building up your league. You got to make sure you keep marketing your players. Right now, the main attraction is Caitlin Clark. Will it stay that way forever? No, it's not. But if you want us to tune in and watch the WNBA, you got to start from ground zero. When it comes to the NBA and you look at the current state of their superstars right now, LeBron James and Stephen Curry are still bigger superstars than Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Wembanyama, and Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. Those are like the future faces to me. When it comes to Nikola Jokic, he just wants to play basketball and then live a quiet life off the court. When it comes to Ja, he's still getting past his legal issues from last year, and he obviously had the injury. So he's got some momentum to pick up here. When it comes to Zion Williamson, he's had injuries in the past, and he hasn't been healthy enough. He hasn't been in the playoffs enough either. And then you look at Luka, a great international player, but again, not everybody's tuning in to Luka like they are Caitlin Clark. Those are just facts. Nikola Jokic, again, he just wants to ride his horses. Anthony Edwards, he could be the face of the league. I think he will be. But at this point, he's still a young cat. He's got a lot to prove. Is it outlandish to say that Caitlin Clark is the face of basketball right now? Is that crazy to say? Is it insane to admit that she's more popular than NBA players right now? I know that sounds nuts, but when you're looking at the numbers, and you look at the views of the NBA, Caitlin Clark is surpassing them. And the way she's selling out her shoes, her Wilson basketballs, and imagine if the Fever have a decent playoff run. Let's say they compete in the first round, they lose in a tough 3-game series. Well, that's going to draw a lot of attention. If they get to the semifinals and lose in that round, that's going to draw a lot of attention as well. Whatever Caitlin Clark does from this point forward, people are tuning in. When it comes to the NBA, yeah, it's a great sport, but there's no one standing out in the league right now because you have so much talent. With the WNBA, you have an individual talent that you can push right now. If you look at ION views for Caitlin Clark, this is insane to me that people are just watching her everywhere. It totals 1.22 million views, marking ION's second most viewed WNBA telecast and a 324% increase over the prior season average. This is insane. Caitlin is just drawing all kinds of attention, and you can't deny it. She's even been watched on ION. So again, I think what Caitlin is doing is helping this league get better, and hopefully, as she gains momentum and gets people watching, they're tuning into other players like an Asia Wilson, like a Arike, like a Gabby Williams, who just got picked up again by the Seattle Storm. So Caitlin is helping the league gain more traction and more attention. So as more eyes are paying attention to you, they're going to notice the other players she's playing against. That only helps you grow and get more exposure. Imagine Caitlin Clark in her prime years, where she is at the top of her game. She's an MVP candidate. She's the best player in the WNBA because she's going to be the best player eventually. And the Fever are a championship contender. They're making the finals consistently. They're winning championships. They go up against the Chicago Sky, who battles them out, and Angel Reese is a much better offensive player. That is going to draw a lot of attention. So if Caitlin continues to elevate this game and electrifies the crowd with her playmaking, with her shooting ability, and again, if she keeps working on that mid-range pull-up with her floating game, yikes, it's going to be game over for the defense. So it just shows you why Caitlin Clark is having a huge impact in this league. And if you want to be in denial, hey, you can do that all day long. The results speak for themselves. There's no one drawing this much of attention in the WNBA. No player is doing this right now. It's not a knock on Asia Wilson. It's not a knock on Angel Reese. They're just not as marketable as Caitlin Clark. Those are just facts. Does that mean things will be the same in the future? No, not necessarily, because we're going to have younger rookies coming next year. It's supposed to be a really good draft class, and future rookies who will want to make a name for themselves as well. Caitlin Clark is just creating those opportunities, and she's showing the women on the come up in college, hey, you could be a face of this league very soon as well. So I just love it. And again, I want the league to grow. I know I criticize them when they're not doing things correctly, but stuff like this is good for them. And they need to take advantage and continue to let Caitlin Clark cook. Just let her continue to get better. Don't push her away. Don't speak about her negatively. Talk about how great she's doing and what she means for the league. And when you look back at what she's done and how you guys are generating profit, you'll thank yourself for pushing Caitlin Clark as a face of the league. So yeah, it's just exciting to see. You love to see a league who has been trying to desperately get more attention, and to see Caitlin Clark leading the charge is just fun stuff to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the impact Caitlin Clark is having in the WNBA. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.